All right, we are live for another Market Update Monday here on the Aero Title Services page. And we always come on here to share with you guys in our Market Update Mondays just what's going on in the local market that we have here along the Treasure Coast. We have local realtors who come on to share their big brains in real estate with you guys. And it's always great to hear from them and hear from the sources, the people on the boots on the ground running in this market that is quite has changed a lot in the last year and a half. We'll say that. So it's always great to hear from these local professionals and just how things are kind of going, expectations, and how they're being creative on their side. We kind of look on the listing side of things, but looking at the market from a wide angled perspective here along the Treasure Coast of Florida. So always thankful for the local real estate professionals who come on here to share with us. And you can always reach out to them if you ever have any questions on their Facebook pages, which are tagged in the description of this video. But we're going to get right into it and talk about the market and just what is going on. So we always run this in three different parts, just so that you guys know there's always juicy information all throughout. So the first portion is each of the local professionals on here share with you guys what's going on from their perspective, because every realtor is kind of dealing with different things going on in different areas. And then we'll go into a discussion portion about the market. And then the second portion will be any listings that they currently have, anything on the market, and talking about that aspect. And then the third portion will be any announcements, because they've always got great things coming up. So always good information all the way through. So make sure to stay tuned, and we will get started with Katie Bourgeois. Welcome.
Oh, wow. Are we going in alphabetical order? I love it. So, Lucy, I did share a screen with you if you want to add that to the broadcast. So what's going on in the market? Holy moly! Everything is flying off the shelves. We have very low inventory. No surprise from what we've talked about in really the past, not just the past few months, but also, we started trickling down in inventory in 2020. This all started in 2020 or late 2019 before the pandemic. So our snapshots for the real estate statistics came out last week. So this is fresh off the press. If you're looking at my screen here, our brokerage covers North Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County. I've got St. Lucie and Martin County on the screen because that's usually what we mostly talk about on the Market Update Monday. So you can see the snapshots versus 2020 versus 2021. But really what I wanted to talk about was the last 3 days in the MLS, right? So there were 48 single family homes, and we're talking Martin County, 48 single family homes, 48 listings in the last 3 days, 32 of which were single family homes, just Martin County we're talking, and 16 townhomes, condos, and villas. The single family homes that were listed between $295,000 and $1,750,000, so something for everyone. But here's the kicker. Only 12 days on the market. As you can see on the screen, the April statistics say that the properties were only on the market for about 12 days in Martin County overall for single family homes. Median sale price is up to $490,000. That is a 39.2% increase from 2020. So it is becoming more and more difficult to find affordable housing in Martin County. And sellers, we are in a seller's market. We've been talking about this, though I haven't been on in a couple weeks. Sellers are still getting over 95. Now we're at 98.9% of the original asking price. I have seen a lot of bidding up over that asking price for very desirable homes, and that months of inventory is still hovering at the 1.4 months of inventory, and we're talking just single family homes. Now on the condo side, real quick, Martin County, 16 condos came on the market, 74.5 for our 55 plus community, up to $289,000. So there are some options to choose from. On the condo townhome side, listings are pretty much on the market for about 16 days, and then they're under contract. The median sale price is now $205,000, which is an increase of 16.5% since last year. Condo sellers are also getting over 95% still. As of April, they're getting 97.5% of their original asking price. And the inventory is a little bit better on condos, but it's really not the lifestyle for everybody, at 1.9 months of inventory. So, we can talk about it in the discussion session, but what does that mean for the sellers in our area? We're in a seller's market, no surprise. But if you are going to buy a home, when you exit your property, we're going to use some of that profit to then invest in your next property. So hopefully that was a pretty good snapshot for Martin County. I'll toss it on over back to you, Lucie.
Thank you, Katie. Always love hearing and seeing the numbers. It's always a great perspective to give. And all of those numbers, sometimes when people look at them, if they were just to look at them themselves, they'd be like, what am I looking at? I don't even know. So it's definitely something that's valuable for people to get a snapshot view of. So thanks for sharing those numbers. And we will definitely get more into that, into the discussion portion of things. So want to pass it along to the lovely Jessica and hear from your perspective what you are seeing in this market right now.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, Lucie. Hi, everybody. So definitely, I love statistics. So Katie, thank you for opening up with the spreadsheets and the infographics, because it's crazy out here. This market is absolutely insane. So I mostly work in Port St. Lucie, specifically St. Lucie West, the little community over there. So 2 weeks ago, I shared the homes that were for sale in that area, no matter the price point, but they're usually in the 250s, maybe up to 400,000. Okay, there were 32 homes 2 weeks ago, 2 Mondays ago. Okay, last week I reshared that same exact link. 19 of those homes were either pending or off the market. 19 out of 32 homes in 1 week. And yes, it's our market report say, it's a 1.4 months of inventory. But if you really dig down into specific areas and specific neighborhoods, it's much lower. So my big thing that I'm telling all of my buyers right now is not to get discouraged, but to be completely 110% prepared with the most up-to-date information, the most up-to-date pre-approval letter, the most up-to-date proof of funds information, because if that's just 2 or 3 months old, that's old news now. You need to stay up to date and have your packet prepared and ready to present a very, very, very strong offer. So this market is not for the faint of heart right now, but a lot of my incredible first-time buyers, I'm really letting them know, like, hey, stay strong. Stay strong. Your home is out there for you. It's coming soon. Don't feel defeated. Just, keep on pushing with me. Keep on fighting with me. And it's hard to stay kind of, happy and really excited for your first home, because this market is so insane right now. But what I've been telling my clients is that what's for you won't miss you. So just be 110% prepared, and we're going to find you that home.
Love that. Thank you so much, Jessica. It is definitely a hard market for a first-time home buyer in our local area. And what I describe to people as well is to think about, like, who's coming here, right? People from these bigger areas and such that have a lot more money. And I know that the locals are kind of hurting because they're seeing the prices go up a lot, right? But there's a lot going on in the market, and the patience is really, really needed. So that's a great insight into that, and just, being patient with it and ready to jump, like when you need to jump. So great insight there. And I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about that in the discussion portion. So thank you, Jessica. And Peter, I'll go ahead and pass it along to you. What are you seeing, and what advice can you give out there?
Well, I'm seeing a lot of the same everybody's talking about, but I kind of want to look at it on a macro level and tell everybody, kind of give everybody a little bit more sense of what's going on all over Florida. So I'm specifically talking about South Florida. That's all I have the access to the statistics. So here in the past few months, the active listings coming on the market has been getting lower and lower over time. And, if you get into the mentality of it all, there's a lot of people that would like to put their house on the market, but they're kind of afraid of where they're going to move to. So they're a little apprehensive about putting their house on the market now at this until they're completely ready. They have their finances worked out. Everything's worked out completely. But I'm going to go ahead and share screen here. Having a little problem sharing my screen. So I'm just going to read you guys the stats. But in March, the new listings coming on the market in the whole South Florida area, 16,706. And as compared to April, which was 15,733. Now, that is about 1,000 listings that did not come to market. Now, when you average out to about how many people are moving to Florida on an everyday basis, which is roughly about 1,000 per day, you see why that's happening. And over time, you're going to notice that a lot of people are coming up from South Florida, which us as realtors right now here in St. Lucie County, we're noticing that a lot of people are coming from Broward, a lot from Miami, a lot of people from those larger cities, because the same thing that's going on here is going on there also. So they're leaving with a ton of equity and buying a house at a better purchase price here in the St. Lucie County area. So what does that say? Buyers that are and the buyers don't have complete cash. Well, that says a couple of things. First of all, you're going to have to really look at your price point, kind of subjective on each deal. You want to make sure that you do happen to have to come in over asking price on any of these deals, that you're going to have the cash on hand to cover any kind of problems you're going to have when it comes to the appraisal portion of your deal. So the last thing you want to do is come unprepared in this. If you just try to jump on a property because you absolutely love it, but you haven't worked out all of the details beforehand, you're going to have a really tough go at it. I mean, it's even hard for me to say that your offer is going to get accepted. So just come super prepared, like Jessica said, because everything that's going on here is going on pretty much all over the state or the United States. We're having a really, really bad supply problem. So a good thing to help people that are thinking about putting their house on the market is they do a cost breakdown of what's going to happen during, before, and after the sale of home, so that you have all those expenses covered beforehand, and then you can really walk into your next transaction prepared to know what to be putting down, how much extra money you would be able to finance should you have to get to that point, and what is you actually take away from your service based on the average price point. So there's a few things to think about, but just like everybody else said here, it's best over prepared than not prepared. So definitely want to be over prepared and to the closing table, you're real estate professional, knowing that you're going to close this deal with no issues.
Absolutely. Great. Thank you so much, Peter. Great insight on that. And there's so many facets to it all, right? There's so many pieces that are kind of moving right now for people in the real estate market, that it's crucial right now to be using a local professional that is going to help you through that, like any of you guys that are on here. And I think even now more than ever, it's very important. I know that with obviously the aspect of online being so easy to look at houses or whatever it might be. And there was already a delay in some of those online platforms, right? But now the timeline's even shorter. So there's even more of a delay. I think that the expectations that you guys have given and laid out were very, very good for people to have that idea and sense of. So I do want to open up the discussion to maybe, what are you guys seeing expectation wise that people need to? I know some of you guys touched on that. The competitive offers aspect with realtors and just what you guys are seeing on that back end for people to be prepared for. Like these sellers, even sellers, like if a seller's trying to sell their home on their own right now, which I do not recommend, there is so much that you guys are going through with them, with all of these offers. I mean, in one day, 2 days, getting multiple offers and the stress that kind of comes with that and the competitive offers that you guys are seeing. There's 1,000,001 things that people have to be aware of if they are going to be selling in this market, and then getting into the buying process of purchasing something else or moving somewhere else. I think a lot of people are staying here too, and whatever you guys have from that too. So I want to open up the floor if anybody wants to kind of chime in there, if anything else you want to add to what I mentioned or anything further.
Sure, I can jump in with one thing that I have seen, not only on the buyer side. Yes, it's very competitive, but speaking from the listing side, from the seller's point of view, in a seller's market, um, just want to caution some of these buyers and buyers agents. I am seeing some panic buys. I'm seeing buyers who are upping the price and really not taking good stock of what they are buying. They get to the inspection a couple days later and they're very unhappy and they cancel, and we move on to hopefully another backup buyer, or have to go back onto the market. But we have seen a couple of times recently where there's so much, the buyers are feeling so much pressure, and additionally putting pressure on the sellers to make a very quick decision, sometimes within hours, to remain competitive, up over asking price, this, that, and the other, and crazy offerings and moving trucks and all kinds of stuff that the buyers are willing to pay for, in addition to some of the strategy that's being used with dropping the appraisal if you have to use financing. But we've seen, and I work mainly Palm City, Stewart, and Port St. Lucie as well, but we are seeing some buyers sort of hit the panic button, buy, and then all of a sudden they start doing their inspection and or driving around the neighborhood and really start getting those cold feet, and pull back. So just one of a few things that has happened here recently since last time we've spoken.
Absolutely. No. And those are very real aspects that people have to understand and be aware of when they're getting into this, because, buying a house, we talked about this before, is like one of the largest purchases you're ever going to make in your life. I mean, it's not chump change. So you do have to be mindful. You have to be ready. But you don't want to just throw yourself into a position that you're not even ready for just for the sake of it all, which, there's so many aspects that go into that. But thank you so much, Katie, for sharing that there. Definitely a good insight on both sides right there, and how they're kind of floundering on each side. Anyone else want to add anything in there?
Yeah, I just want to piggyback on what you were saying, Katie. I have been telling all my buyers, no matter how much you love that house, do not waive the inspection or the appraisal. If you want to say buy the inspection, say you want to just have the inspection just for your information and you'll take care of everything, but don't waive anything. This is not the market to do that, or else you will become that panic buyer, and then 2 weeks down the line, when you've already signed on the papers, you're just like, oh my god, what did I just do? This is a money pit. No, we do not want any of our clients to end up there. So, stay smart, stay calm, relax, and be fully prepared, as we're all mentioning, because you do not want to be in that boat where you're panic buying just because you can. So be smart.
Go ahead, Peter. Sorry, I saw you on mute.
Yeah, just added along with all that, a lot of what's going on in the market right now is people that walk into a place and they feel like they don't hurry up and put in an offer on that place is going to be gone. Now, that doesn't mean that you hurry up and over leverage yourself, put yourself up underwater, think that, oh, I love this house and I need to put in $5,000 over asking, because if I don't, I won't get it. What you need to be thinking is, if I put $25,000 over asking price, do I have $25,000 in the bank to cover that asking price? If that's the case, then that means forward. But honestly, if you're not prepared to do something like that, don't overstretch yourself, because lenders will not overstretch themselves. They see a 1 and a 2, 1 and 2 don't align, then that's it. The deal doesn't. There's no if, ands, or about it. They're not going to negotiate with you on what the appraisal price is. Even the appraisers, to sense, is not going to negotiate with you what the appraisal price is. This is not 2005 where they're going to take that chunk of change and add it to the back of your loan either. It doesn't happen anymore. That's a big part of this market. It just keeps on rising and rising little by little over time. So what I would suggest is that if you are going to do something like that, just be prepared in the back of your mind to say that I love this house. One, no matter if I have $20,000 into it that it doesn't appraise for, I would love this moving forward. So that's the kind of mentality you have to take, put an offer in that way. Outside of that, I would never put in an offer with no appraisal contingencies, no inspection contingencies, if you don't have that lump of cash there ready for you to put into the house. So really, really come to the market, ready and willing to negotiate, because at this point things are going so fast. It's important that you negotiate properly and to put in more money on the offer. If you hyper focus and think about what the things that you want in the house are, then you could just houses that have things that you want, and then you feel comfortable putting in anything over that asking price point. You would try to make it so that they're not overstretched for that. Now, in some cases, what you want may not be the larger square footage. If that's not it, then don't add to the list. If you don't need that fourth bedroom, don't add to the list. It's just going to give you that much more negotiating power on the back end. So know what you're looking for, talk what you're looking for, and believe me, houses come on the market every single day. Eventually, we will find you exactly what you want. And in this fast market, it'll be quick. Find it, we'll know it, we'll make sure to negotiate the right price, the right term, get you to the closing table.
Absolutely, Peter. That was great insight into just that aspect of it all. And I think you everybody brought up great points for it all. I think being aware of what you're walking into here and just being mindful of those aspects. I mean, with appraisals and with the inspections, I know there's a lot of people that have been going for the shorter periods. Don't get rid of it fully, but speak with your inspector. Have these aspects of your local professional that you guys will definitely connect them with to make sure what is doable in this market for them. And I think now is even more important for people to understand, when you get pre-approved for something and you get that and it says maybe $300,000, before, in a market where it's more towards a balanced market, you can maybe say, oh, you can be a little bit closer to that 300,000, maybe negotiate down a little bit, whatever it might be. But it's really important right now that if there are going to be deals that you are paying more for, as long as it appraises and such like that, that you are not overextending yourself in those aspects and thinking you're going to get a $300,000 house for, you can't get past what they're willing to lend you. So if you're approved for 300,000, look at 250, look at 270. Those are conversations with your lender and your realtor that are important to have. But I know that sometimes people I think that they're aware of how crazy this market is, and they're afraid to start the conversation with a lender or a realtor and just see where their means are even able to be and where they would fit into the market right now. So I do just want to highly recommend to anybody who's watching, listening, that if you are interested in purchasing even now in the next year, 6 months, whatever, start that conversation so you can even see the steps that you're going to need to take going forward in the future with a local professional, because it is insane right now and you need to have all your ducks in a row before you just start jumping in the pond, I guess. So great feedback there. Oh, Jessica or Katie, did you have something to add there?
Sure. You mentioned a more balanced market. So I just wanted to sort of bring that up. I think that we should continue to talk about what market we're in, and if we see any cues for another shift. So I just want to put it out there. I know Peter is looking at things from an investor standpoint. He's watching stocks, and he's got a really good view of our local and state and national economy. I just want to bring it up. I don't see any cues for any change coming anytime soon. Our inventory, they're building as fast as they can, but also the materials are becoming more expensive. So we've got, we keep hitting a threshold where, that inventory is not going to meet the demand anytime soon. So, just kind of putting it out there. I'm not seeing any cues, and if and when I see any, I will certainly bring it up in the future and make it known. But we're in a totally different real estate economy than we've ever seen. And there are people coming. I was just watching the news last Monday. Palm Beach County was seeing the most transplants into the area, and I saw some stats. I actually took a picture of the TV screen. There were over 33,500 New Yorkers who applied for and received a Florida driver's license between September of last year and March of this. So I would think that it's a little more than 1,000 a day that's coming into the area, and they're coming here for all sorts of reasons. So I just kind of want to put it out there. We are not seeing a shift to a more balanced market in the immediate future at all.
Yeah, great aspect to bring up there too, because a lot of people, I'm sure you guys have had conversations with them or heard them where they're like, oh, I'm just going to wait for it to calm down some. And, it's interesting.
Serious.
Nobody has a crystal ball, right? But when you guys are realtors, you guys have been in this for so long, you see the trends over the years, you guys study the trends, and there are aspects that you can kind of see moving forward. I mean, we even predicted, obviously we didn't know it was going to happen, but we did talk about, we've been doing this show for now over a year. Wow, crazy. And we talked about that. We talked about people are going to be stuck in their homes. They're going to realize, people are going to get antsy and want to move out of their spaces and get into better spaces or whatever it might be and realize what they need or change their wants. And we talked about that in the beginning. Not that we knew, I don't think anybody expected it to be like this. Nobody expected it to be like this. But there was like a hint of it. We were like, oh yeah, there's probably going to be like a little bit of a burst, like just a little, not burst, I shouldn't say that because that's a terminology that people, there's going to be a little bit of an incline here. But it was like, phew, like it's crazy. So being aware of that and knowing that, especially in our market, and I want people to think about this too, it's our local market. There's the aspect of the entire US, and it's going to be very interesting to see how the cities kind of cope with this, with a lot of people moving out of those large cities and such. But when you're talking about our local area along here in the Treasure Coast, we have it's big. We have a lot of people here. We do have a lot of people here, but it's very small town vibes. And a lot of people are attracted to that. They want that. They don't want to be in the big cities anymore. They're coming from Miami, West Palm. They're coming from down south. They're coming from out west. They're coming from up north, which we've already had those people coming here, but now they're coming in troves, like just throw them in a truck and drive them down here. Like it's a lot of people. And yeah, but Peter, before COVID happened, it was about 1,000 people to come in a day to Florida, but I've heard talk of that. I don't know what that number is now because I don't think they've come up with that stats yet, but I think there's talking about it being double, maybe even triple that now to Florida, which is insane to think about. And you're right, Katie brought up the new construction. I know Jessica's very involved with new construction as well. And new construction is trying to keep up. It's just there's manpower, materials, so much. And it's going to be very interesting to see in the next year how it kind of all works itself out and how what kind of market we'll be in a year from now. And you guys can always rewatch our videos that we've done in the past, all the way back until last April, when COVID first hit and such like that, where we're talking about the market and how it's changed over time, because we were doing these consistently every single week. So you can always rewatch those on our YouTube channel, Arrow Title Services. You can always reach out to the local professionals who are on here, Peter, Katie, Jessica. They've all been on here before. We really appreciate them coming on here to share their big brains in real estate and just talk about what they're actually seeing out there, because there's a lot of talk, there's a lot of speculation from a lot of people. But when you're looking in your local area, if this is an area you're trying to move to or an area you live in and you want to move somewhere else within it, it's very important to have conversations with local people and understand just what you're getting into and the expectation level that you need to have with it. So thank you guys for your great insight on that. And we'll go ahead and move on to the second portion of this video, which is the listing presentation, talking about what's kind of on the market, what these price points are looking at, and such like that. I like seeing this because it's a good aspect for people to see just like what you're kind of getting. So we'll go ahead and go right back to Katie and see what she's got.
All right. Lucy, I don't know if you want to share my screen one more time, but, everything that we list is gone within days. So right now we're working on a couple of Palm City listings, a frame home 1,200 square feet, and a Palm City concrete block 2-story, 4-bedroom plus a den in Palm City as well. Don't want to give too many details away until we have the actuals on that and the ink is dry. But you are always the first to know when we have something coming up on Market Update Monday. So what I wanted to just quickly also tell you is we represent 2 of the major national home builders purchasing land in Port St. Lucie. We are hopeful that they will help the inventory numbers in St. Lucie County. Like I said, I don't think it's going to totally fulfill the demand, but we have closed over 150 lots to date. And I know that they are trying to clear and build as quickly as they can to supply the current demand. But as you know, it's going to take months into the future. We started with them purchasing land in 2019, and now the prices are just up there. I mean, any seller who has a little piece of Port St. Lucie land west in the western portion near Becker Road, they were pulling about 26 to 29, maybe 32,000. We're up nearing $100,000 for a lot in Port St. Lucie. And the builders that we are working with are paying a premium in order to build on those lots. So now it's a great time for sellers.
Absolutely. Thank you, Katie. It's good to get that aspect of land in Port St. Lucie, and it has definitely changed a lot over the last year and a half. I don't think, again, you couldn't have guessed that. And definitely if you had that piece of land ahead of time, that's very valuable. They're not making more land, So having those pieces of land is really important for those builders to be able to keep up with what's going on, and just seeing how much Port St. Lucie is growing as well in just a short period of time. Every time I go out there, every other week or so, or even every week, and there's something new that I see, I'm like, where did that come from? So it's definitely moving fast. So thanks for adding that in there. And we will go to Jessica and see what she has for us.
All right. So I don't have any active listings right now, but I am in communication with a couple of folks over in the St. Lucie West PGA area. So we shall see. But again, Katie, I'm just like agreeing with everything that you're saying. Like the land listings are insane. And every time I'm in my own neighborhood, I'll drive through and I see a new house I had never seen before. Why? Because the land has cleared. And I'm like, wait, what? It was just a full forest a day ago. So not only are these, the land selling really quickly, but the new owners are working real fast. They're not wasting any time, okay, at all. So it's just so crazy. Such a crazy market. So hopefully by next Monday, I'll have some updates for you. So we shall see.
Awesome. Thank you, Jessica. It is very imperative. That's why we have their Facebook pages linked in the description of this video, because Katie was just mentioning earlier with the fact that there are these houses are going, everybody's actually mentioned it. These houses are going super fast. So if you're looking to purchase, or if you're in that market, following other realtors and their pages is a great way to stay on top of things and stay connected with these local realtors who are posting new aspects, and you can reach out to them directly or whatever it might be. Or if you have a realtor representing you, you can screenshot it, whatever it might be. But it's good to stay on top of it because they're posting those as they coming soon. Always good to keep out an eye out for. But yeah, so thanks you guys for sharing about the things that you guys have coming up. That should be, if you're in the market and you're like, you hear, oh, something's coming up, you should have your ears up for sure. So Peter, what do you have?
Well, I actually do have a piece of land coming up the 1st of June, the first week of June in that northwest area of St. Lucie. If anyone's interested, please reach out to me directly. We haven't quite figured out all the details on the property, but as soon as we do, I'll go ahead and list it. But in the meantime, I can give any realtors that are looking for land and just can't find the information until we do actually list the property. Other than that, I do have a pre-construction listed at 6905 Santa Clara. That's the Lakewood Park area of Fort Pierce in St. Lucie County. Now, the renderings are all listed under that property address. Let me see if I can share this screen again. I'm going to try it one more time. All right. Bear with me.
Yeah, if you click at the bottom where it says share, the little plus sign, and then you just click which screen and share again.
I think I need permission. Yeah. No. Anyways, well, the renderings are on there. The address is 6905 Santa Clara Boulevard in Fort Pierce. So if you look at it, it's a 3-2, 1,477 square feet. The lot is listed at 0.27 of an acre. I mean, Lakewood Park is a very beautiful part of Fort Pierce. It's up and coming. It's very near to all highway access, and quite honestly, you really can't find a property in St. Lucie County for under $300,000, and we have this one listed at $267,900. So,
awesome.
If anybody has any questions, please reach out.
Thank you, Peter. No, it's always good to hear those coming soons again. If you guys are looking for any of the aspects that these realtors are talking about, it's good to stay tuned into their pages and what's coming up, because the coming soons that's cool. So great. Thank you guys for sharing those aspects of things that are coming soon for you guys and kind of what you're seeing and those price points of things. It's always good to hear. And we appreciate you sharing them with us on our platform here. Again, if you guys have any questions for the local realtors who are on here, please be sure to go to their Facebook pages linked in the description below of this video. Reach out to them, have a conversation. Conversation's always free, and it's just a great way to connect with the local experts here and just get a better idea of what's going on. So with that, we're going to go into the announcements portion and talk with everyone to see what they've got coming up and if there's anything else that they want to share with us. So Katie, do you have something to share?
I did, but I sort of let the cat out of the bag. But we have 2 listings in Palm City coming up, and follow our Facebook page. They will go there first, Bourgeois Real Estate Group. And real quick, Peter, if you want a cash buyer to close in 30 or 60 days on that lot in Becker, please reach out to my office, 772-444-6989. Pat Dolan will bring you an offer. Give us the address, and just make sure you got the listing. And tell us what's going on with it, and we'll most likely bring you a buyer. We've got 2 builders that we're working with to make it happen.
Look at that. Business done
Cash
quickly.
money. Cash money.
Live. We just did it live on television.
That's how quickly it goes. It wasn't even yet.
That's how it's done.
That's how it's done. Love it. Love the connections, guys. Speaking of which, Jessica, do you have something you'd like to add? Anything coming up for you that you want to share?
I do, yes. The Realtor Association has TechCon coming up, brought to you by the YPN. It's all about technology, social media, and marketing, and you do not have to be a realtor to attend. We have an amazing keynote speaker, Lee Brown. If you've ever heard her speak, you will be crying with tears. She is hilarious. She's amazing. And we have her as our keynote speaker. We have about 6 other speakers. Tickets are $20. It takes place tomorrow and Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And the first 200 registrants get a free tumbler. I think we're not at 200 yet. If not, sorry, I got my tumbler, so I'm super happy. So like I said, you don't have to be a realtor to attend, and I suggest all small business owners attend this, and you can get your tickets on ourworld.com.
Awesome. Thank you, Jessica. Always great to hear updates from the Realtors Association and such, and what they're doing out there to educate everyone. So always good info. Thank you. And Peter, I think you might have let your cat out of the bag too, but go ahead. Let us know.
Nah, I got a different cat for this one. How about that? So come next month, June 19th, we here at Barron Real Estate are going to have Ryan Serhant here live for an event. We're also going to have guest speakers Aradi Haman and Michael Brew will be speaking along with Ryan Serhan that day. Tickets are for anyone who'd like to attend. And if you would like to come attend Serhan, please reach out to me either on my Facebook page, or you can go to Barron Real Estate and get your tickets online there.
Awesome.
Well, Ryan, I said hi. I met him in Miami probably 3 years ago.
I will. I'll let him know. I think he's gonna remember you too.
I'm sure he would.
How can you forget Katie?
He's the one with all the whiskey. I remember.
Love it. I love hearing what you guys all have coming up. These realtors, they're very involved in the community. They always have things going on. So do make sure that you guys are following their pages on Facebook so that you can keep up to date with them. And ask them any questions that you have. If you ever have anything and you want to ask us as well, you can leave a comment, drop a comment. If you guys are just tuning in now, make sure that you guys rewatch this video because it was great information in the beginning just about our market, kind of the expectations that you should be keeping in mind and just kind of where our market might be going in the next year or so. So we always love to give you guys these updates and make sure you guys stay tuned. Make sure you guys follow the Arrow Title Services Facebook page here and or our YouTube channel. Subscribe. We've always got great stuff coming out all the time. We also have a Thursday's Top Tips in Real Estate that we do along with the Market Update Monday. And it's just all about educating you guys about what's going on from the local professionals themselves. So we hope that you guys enjoyed them. And if you ever have any questions, we're here for you. The local professionals who are here on here have taken the time out of their day to educate you guys and be here for you. So you know that they're going to take the time to speak with you. So just know that we're very thankful for them to be here and share with us. And stay tuned for the more upcoming Market Update Mondays and information coming up that we will be sharing. So very much appreciate you guys, and we will see you guys soon. Until next time, have a great Monday, everyone.